What's up, you guys? This is episode 3 from this year, actually, and this particular student. I hope you guys enjoy it. Without further ado, let's get to the episode. Hit the like button, leave a comment, you know the drill.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna go to King 9. On higher stakes is not an insta-fault. Here you said this is an insta-fault if somebody opens. I mean, think about it. His cutoff range, everything you need to compare to their perceived range. See, he doesn't have any worse king, but he has a lot of other trash.
You know what I mean? I see.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is where I wanted to address whatever you feel comfortable with and whatever you don't feel comfortable with. Now, if you don't feel comfortable playing King 9, that's fine. Fold it. Now, you're going to learn little by little how to play it. I personally 3-bet it on the higher stakes because he has a blocker. Do you know what blocker is? Just say no, bro.
Is that,
if you don't know.
Is that where they've got one of your cards?
Yes. It's called your block. So out of 4 kings, one of the kings is out because you have it. So that means you're blocking his number of possibilities or combinations, how we say in poker, to have pocket kings or king ace or king queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, don't feel shy, not only in poker but in life, to say I don't know. I had a very big ego when I started playing poker. It was one of the reasons why I started, because I was good at it and I was bashing people because I was better, and that really fed my ego. And I was not saying I don't know enough. Had I said I don't know enough times, maybe I would have become a better player and a better person. There's no shaming saying I don't know, but it's very embarrassing when you say you know something and you don't know shit about it. And
definitely. Yeah, so I agree.
Get used to it, and I'll tell you later on what else to get used to, because I think you don't like losing. Which a lot of people don't, but you gotta get used to that as well.
I know, yeah. Okay.
So King Jack in position from the big blind. Watch what's happening here. That guy opens. And we're gonna fold King Jack. Now, if you fold King Jack here, what are we calling? What do we call it? What do we 3-bet with? The biggest read that I have is that you have no clear defined ranges. Now, I generally say when you're a small blind, open versus the big blind with this. But if you're on the big blind and you have to defend, we need to increase the range because now we're in position. Every ace will become a call. We remove the aces and the kings and the queens and the ace king. We're not calling with those hands. You know why, right?
Because we're raising with them.
Because we're raising with them. Maybe even pocket jacks, ace queen as well. Maybe ace jack. But with the rest, you can freely call. I'll even throw in all the broadways here. Broadways 10s and above.
Yeah.
And there you go. You got 25% of the time you're gonna call. But King Jack is here. Even King 10 is here. Because, see, middle position has a stronger range. Yeah, I guess stronger range. You're kind of flipping here versus the middle position range. But you're in position. That's very huge. And I see you utilizing in position. Because in position you play braver. You play more, not reckless, but you're more brave. And when you're out of position, you're like very scared. It's like, I don't understand why. You gotta learn to play out of position as well. So think of your calling range and your 3-betting range. Again, this session is recorded, so I don't need to take your money 7 more times to repeat you the same thing. You can rewatch the session as many times as you want.
Yes.
I upload it, and I give you only the link to you, the same thing you did here, unlisted, and that's that. You're talking about Scrabble while playing poker. Again, I don't mean to be mean in any way, understand me correctly. Nobody, how to put that, I don't care about it. Okay, don't get it the wrong way. Focus on see how I wrote. Focus on the poker and on the tables, buddy. That's all you need to do. Focus on the tables. You can talk about Scrabble when you finish with the coaching session. I usually have a chat with 10 minutes with the student after the time. You can tell me about Scrabble then. We got here ace 8. Oh, about the aces. You got so excited. Oh my god. Like, it's not a big deal. It's just another day in the office, bro.
Yes.
Another day in the office. Ace 8 is not a bad call candidate since cutoff has not as good of a range. Look at cutoff's range. This is a basic range. Cutoff can have this range. Also can have a shorter range. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this is exactly what he opens. But it's somewhere along those lines in general, judging by general tendencies. Now, we got ace-8, which is on the higher kind of end of aces. Also, he not only have aces, he has king-jack, which were better, king-10, which is better. You know what I mean? 8-9, which is better. I mean, we're better than 8-9 and king-10 and so on. So, if we fold ace-8 from the small blind versus cutoff, what do we call? Again, every time you fold, just ask yourself, what am I calling here?
Yeah.
Because if we fold this... Oh, and he even give you even better price. Now, on the higher stakes, I would squeeze that. Again, I'm not advising that. Let me see what I wrote. Since cutoff will have less ace-x in their range, if you don't feel comfortable playing, then fold it. Like I've talked till now. But not a bad idea to learn how to play these spots. On a higher stakes, this is a squeeze.
Yeah.
You know what squeeze is, right?
Yeah, it's where you. Well, I think I do. So that it's where you're trying to raise again to. Yeah, you're just trying to stop the players from playing. So you is that right? Like you squeeze. I don't know how to say it other than you squeeze.
Just say I don't know and just say I don't know. Can you explain
Okay,
it?
all right. I don't know.
It is very easy, bro. It's no liability. No one's gonna shame you for it. Just say, hey Chris, I'm not sure. Can you explain? I'll explain right away because you're paying me for that. So squeeze 3-bet is when you raise or re-raise a person who opens. This guy here, what is that? Under the gun, I guess. A cutoff opens. Now if the button raises, that's going to be a 3-bet. But if cutoff opens, button calls, and you raise 2 people, that's a squeeze. It might be cutoff opens, button calls, small blind calls, and you squeeze from the big blind. Now you're squeezing 3 people.
Yeah.
So squeezes when you 3-bet, essentially you 3-bet a raiser and a caller or callers. And 3-bet is when you only re-raise a single raiser.
Okay.
But don't confuse that when you called 4-bet. If somebody opens, like here, the button, let's say 3-bets, and if you 4-bet, that's called a called 4-bet. Every time you hear the word called, it means that this player hasn't acted yet until this point. For example, this call here, the button makes a call. We call that cold call raiser. He's cold calling the raiser. He hasn't acted until this point, so he's cold. Yeah. So now he's cold calling a raiser. I hope that made sense.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. A6 button sizing. I think you raised to 15 cents here, and we're gonna touch on the sizing now. From under the gun, I saw you later on opening to 20 cents, which I am not a huge fan of. It's not a big mistake. It's not a mistake at all, I would say, but I'm not a huge fan of. The earlier the position, now let me put that into very big perspective. The earlier the position, the more or the less hands we open.
Okay.
Do we open more or less hands if we're under the gun?
Less.
Less. So the less hands we open, the higher the sizing we can use. Contrarily, the later the position we are, like button and cutoff, the more hands we open, correct?
Yes.
The more hands we open, the smaller the sizing we should use. And the reason is, the more hands we open, we cannot call, or how we call it, we cannot defend versus a 3-bet. Because if I open with 4 deuce on the button and somebody 3-bets me, I gotta fold.
Yeah.
But under the gun, I can defend almost 100% of the range. That's why I can open wider. But from the button, they're gonna attack me more. By the way, versus under the gun, they're not gonna 3-bet me as much as versus my button. Because when I open from the button, like I said earlier, we open wider. That means the blinds know that we open wider. That means, for the most part, they know. Yeah. That means that they're gonna 3-bet more often. That means we need to fold. We cannot defend 40% range. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that said, the sizing on the button, I would like to see it somewhere around 12 cents. Because again, I guess maybe it's player dependent. If you see them 3-betting you a lot, then lower the sizing, I guess. And if they 3-bet you really, really a lot, what I do is I even tighten up my opening range. But it has to be same table. For example, they 3-bet me a lot, so I don't open with that maybe I start opening with a cutoff range right away. So,
Sure.
So I shave from 40 to 30%. I shave like, what is that? 10% here of range. So now I can defend. I can still defend with the same hands that I'm going to defend versus 3-bet, but now I'm going to be opening with less hands, so my calling versus 3-bet frequency will become higher. And I'm not going to be losing money when I open, they 3-bet, I fold. I open, they 3-bet, I fold. I'm going to stop losing money there. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Keep supporting the channel. Keep giving likes and comments if you did. This was the 3rd episode. We have, I think, 2 more from that student. Hope you enjoyed. I wish you good luck on the tables. See you next time.